Hey guys, welcome back to the Android Studio Bootcamp. In the last tutorial, we were on our way to creating this UI using XML in Android Studio, and we came this far. We learned how to use constraint layout to position elements on the screen. So if you want to learn about constraint layout and how to use these properties to position anything on the screen, even when it's sometimes tricky, you can watch the last video. Okay, and today we will continue creating this UI. So you will notice this cool background image, this pattern behind. So how do we add a background image to the screen? Okay, that's what I'm going to start with. How to add background image to the screen. Okay, it's very simple. First you need to have a background image. So if you want to use this background image that I'm going to use, then I will provide a link in the description. You can download it and just copy it and then come to this folder, res drawable. Any image that you use is going to be stored in the drawable folder. I will directly paste it. Just right click and paste, and I will click OK. Now it's added to our project. Now I'm going to add a property to the constraint layout, the parent layout of this activity, and I'm going to write background equal to pattern design. Okay, now as you can see, the background image is added. That's what it was, that simple. Let's go to our reference design. Okay, so what do we want? We want half of the screen to be white and the rest of the screen to have the background image. How do we achieve that? For that, we will use something called Constraint Guidelines. I will add something called a guideline. So just write guideline and click enter. Obviously, you don't have to remember the entire name of it. Constraint Android X.constraint layout.widget.guideline. You can just write guideline and use the autocomplete feature of Android Studio. That's why it's there for you to use. And width, I will write wrap content, height wrap content. Now I will type %, P-E-R-C-E-N-T, and you will see there's a property called constraint guide %. What does this mean? Just press enter and then write 0.5. There's another property that you need to write, which is orientation. It is a line, right? So if you write vertical orientation, then it will divide the screen into half vertically, as you can see. And if we write horizontal, then it will divide the screen into half horizontally. Okay, so because I set the % to be 0.5, it's dividing the screen into half. Okay, we're getting somewhere now. We will use this guideline to turn half of the screen white. Now how do we do that? First I will give it an ID. Basically I'm giving it a name. I will say @+id/line half. So we are naming this line half so that we can call it. I'm going to do something interesting. We are creating all of this inside a constraint layout. Now I'm going to create a constraint layout within a constraint layout. It's called nested constraint layout. So I'm going to add a constraint layout, and I'm going to write width match parent and height wrap content, let's say. Okay, basically it is a group. Constraint layout is a group. This is a bigger group. This entire thing is a group inside constraint layout, and we are creating a group inside a group. So if we take our reference, then this part of the screen, second half of the screen, or the bottom half of the screen, will be inside a separate constraint layout. We are dividing the screen into two groups. Of course, it's showing error because we have to write its constraints. We have to tell Android Studio how we want to position this constraint layout. So I'm going to write top to the top of line half. What is line half? That's our line in the center. Now guideline is just a line. It's not going to be displayed. It doesn't actually have any width. So you can't see a guideline. We are only using guideline for positioning the items. Okay. So I will write top to the top of half line and bottom to the bottom of parent. Which parent? The entire screen. Now it came to the center of the screen. We don't want that, right? Now I will give it a background color. So I'm going to say background equal to color/white, or you can write #FFFF. That's also white. I have set its background color to be white. Then why don't we see anything here? Because its height has become 0. We said height wrap content, but there is no content in it, so the height has become 0. We don't want that, so we'll use a trick. I will write height equal to 0 dp. It works. It became white. Half the screen became white. Now why did this happen? This is a trick. So setting the height to 0 dp makes the height of this view flexible. So when I set the constraints, then the height is being adapted. So you can say it is adaptive height. You can call it adaptive height. The height is being adapted to the constraints because we set the height to be 0 dp. Another thing which you will notice is that the edges of this background is rounded. Now how to do that? One way is to use a PNG, which is the worst way. The best way to achieve this rounded corners thing, is to create a custom shape in XML. How do you do that? Let's come back to our project. Select the drawable folder and then select, right click, new, and drawable resource file. I will name this white bg. And instead of selector, we will set the root element to be shape. I will add a property solid, and I will say color equal to white, became white. Next property which I will write is corners. Now you get these options. So just select top left radius equal to 25 dp. You can modify it according to your requirement. So the next property is top right radius, which will be the same. Now you can see the corners are rounded, right? Now we can use this as the background. Instead of saying we want the background to be white, we can say we want the background to be white bg, which we created, right? whitebg.xml. Now we have rounded corners, but it's not very visible, right? But if we can make it more visible by adding shadow to it. So just add this property to create a shadow. Elevation equal to 5 dp, let's say. Now there is a slight shadow that is added. You can notice it when I zoom. If I write 15 dp, then even more shadow is added. Let's try 45 dp. So we are coming closer and closer to the UI that we want to create. In the next tutorial, we will learn how to add edit text, which allows the users to input data. So if there's anywhere where you're confused, if there's anything you want to ask me, make sure to comment and I will address that problem. I will address your problem or make a dedicated video on it. So yeah, thank you for watching. See you in the next video.